Good afternoon. Welcome to the Glenroy Preserve here in, I believe, Chester County. We're right off of a busy Route 272 here at the main entrance of this preserve of over 500 acres. And there's a map here. I'm going to show you what my planned route is today here exploring this natural area here in Chester County. Let me show you the map. So we are parked here. Here is the road causing all that noise you hear behind me. Here is the Octoraro Creek, and we are going to be starting here following this yellow trail, wrapping all the way around, and then coming down through here, and then we're going to hook on this green trail, the Bamboo Hollow Trail, and then pick up on the blue Blackburn Run Trail. So that's going to be our loop, our lollipop. At least that's what I'm planning to do anyway. So let's get away from this traffic noise and get into a more peaceful area of this preserve and see what there is to see here. All right, guys. Jesus Christ. All right, so just passed a sign, a wooden sign that said we are on the yellow blazed upper Octoraro Loop, and it's going to be about 3 miles. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and doing a little early evening hike today. So we have our first trail junction here, a trail shooting off up the hill on the right, the Tiger Trail. We're going to skip that one for now, maybe come back to it later if we have time. Should have about 3 hours of, at least 2.5 hours of good daylight still. But we're now in a beautiful fern-filled forest, and the shade of the trees just feels wonderful. So we just passed over a small bridge and a junction of trails where ultimately we'll be looping back to a nice little tributary of the Octoraro, the Blackburn Run. And we're continuing on upstream. And one thing I did learn in my research is that this road we're walking on is actually several hundred years old, and it looks much the same today as it did then. Back in the 17 and 1800s, there were several mills along the stream here for various industries. So even though this is a beautiful natural area now, it was once an area of industry. So we've come out to a little spur on the trail, and there's this fine cut stone. And based on the research I did, I got a lot of information from a blog called, I believe it's called Mid-Atlantic Blogspot. But this stone looks familiar, and you can actually see some metal attached to it. And I believe, according to historical records, there was a bridge at one point right across this area. There's another cut stone, and this is the remnants of a bridge that once spanned across the creek here. So when I was filming over by that old bridge abutment, I realized as I was pointing my camera around that I got into some poison ivy pretty good. Matter of fact, a leaf was rubbing against my bare skin, and it's tingling, and it looks like it's already having a reaction. So I've always used a product over the years called Technu, but if you have any product recommendations for countering poison ivy, or you know, making it go away faster, or anything, any recommendations at all, please let me know in the video comments. Beautiful, beautiful, quiet, nice level walk now. No traffic noise as we continue north and following the yellow blazes of the upper Octoraro Loop. So the stream is down below us and it's a little bit muddy. It would be nice if we could get a little bit closer to the water. It's always just seems to be a little bit out of reach. Beautiful little wetland area. It's just off the trail, and you can see a stand of bamboo, and there's also an attempt to plant some native trees here. Just came in on this little grassy path. All right, well, the trail has taken a sharp right, and we're now heading up the hillside, even though that road continues on. I don't know how far, but now we're heading inland into the property, right where that wetland was. So we're just going to stay on this outer loop. I've made a slight adjustment, but I want to keep staying to the outside and not take any shortcuts. Make sure we hit everything we want to see. So we are near the back end of the property right now, and I had heard that there were like large fields of wildflowers back here, but I'm not seeing anything. Then again, at the last trail junction, there were like 3 different trails kind of going the same way, but they kind of like spread out like a 3. I'm on the one to the right. I don't know. With these small preserves, you never know. There's always unmarked trails, and you just never know. Got some nice wildflowers in this field here now, in this section. just walking through this absolutely gorgeous, tall stand of various pines. I think my friend Day Hike Dave would love this trail. I think anybody would love this trail. It's not a remote forest, but there's plenty of nature out here. And once you get away from that parking area, you can find a good amount of peace and quiet too. Those pines got to be pushing over 100 feet tall. And now I think we're entering one of the most well-known parts of the park, the Bamboo Hollow. Oh my God, it is solid, dark in there. Wow. Wait till I turn the camera around. So even though it is still only about, it's 6:20 and there's plenty of sunlight, it is like an actual tunnel going through there. So I put the headlight on. I don't know if it's going to help or not, but let's go in. Wow, guys, wow, worth the price of admission. It only lasts for about 100 yards, but the visual effect is stunning. I don't know how it would look in brighter time. It might even be more impressive earlier in the day, but it's like something out of a horror film, but yet like beautiful also. Very, very cool stuff. The Bamboo Hollow Trail. All right, so we've made it through Bamboo Hollow, and we're still in this gorgeous stand of pines. This whole trail, it's definitely got to be the highlight of the park. From the wildflowers to the bamboo to these beautiful pine plantations. Absolutely remarkable. All right, well, we're starting to lose light a little bit. So instead of walking all the way down this trail, back down to the creek, and then having to walk back up the Blackburn Run trail, I'm gonna backtrack through the Bamboo Hollow and start at the top of the hill and work my way down that last trail to save a little time and energy. Also gives me an excuse to go through this wicked bamboo tunnel again. Out on the purple blazed Blackburn Run trail now. We should be heading out to like a pond, and then following that pond downstream, following a little tributary we passed over at the beginning of the hike. I think there's some old ruins back there, and then returning to the car. It's really been so quiet out here. I mean, there were like 6 or 7 cars in the parking lot, and I seen one person near the parking lot and another lady with some kids down by the creek fishing. Haven't come across anybody on the trails though. So I did see something online that said this place closes at 7, but I didn't see any signage at all anywhere in the parking area saying it closes at 7, which would be like a really weird random time to close. So hopefully I'm not going to get back by 7. It won't be, you know, I'm not going to be hiking in the dark here, but hopefully there's no issue there. Guess we'll find out. Another beautiful pond. This one much bigger than the first one we saw. Right across from a little stream, which is Blackburn Run, but the trail follows the stream down the hill downstream, so that's the way we're going to go here. Had a little bit of a tricky stream crossing there. It actually got me. I'm kind of surprised. So another little twist here on the trail. It's a very tame, family-friendly trail, but if you want to come down this trail, you are going to have probably at least another stream crossing, somewhat challenging. Going back to the beginning of the video with the blog post I mentioned, I'll put the name of it down on the video here again. So the lady who writes that blog, she's an amazing, naturalist, and she had a really bizarre experience right about where we're headed to real soon, where she claims that she's seen possibly a ghost or an apparition. And she says that she's a skeptic, not a believer in that sort of things, but she claims to have seen a figure. We're coming up to the remnants of one of the mills, I believe, that once existed in this area. And she claims to have seen the figure of a man standing on a small bridge, plain as day, with his back to her. And she looked away for a second and looked again, and he was gone. An old stone wall, and this is the footprint of an old building, several hundred years old. It's very hard to see with all the brush here in the summertime, but there's clearly a foundation in here. That's about as close as I can show the wall without walking into more poison ivy today. Now right there is the bridge, would have to be the bridge where she's allegedly seen the spectral figure standing quietly in period clothing and everything. But we've now completed our loop. We're now back on the yellow trail along the Octoraro Creek. So we'll walk down to the creek here. I wanted to walk down here earlier, but there was a lady with her kids, and get one good look here at the creek. You can hear a lawnmower. It's private property on the other side. But wow, really beautiful spot. All right, my friends, nice early evening hike here from the Glenroy Preserve. A patchwork of old roads, fields, interesting plantations, a couple ponds, beautiful stream here, that amazing bamboo hollow, and some woods and some fields, and absolutely beautiful place for an early morning walk or an afternoon walk. Now there also is another section of the park south of 272 that we can explore at some time in the future, but I really enjoyed it here. Recommend you check it out if you're in the area. Very clean place, very quiet. I'll make sure you keep it that way. And if you want more information about this park, you can go to their website, Glenroy Preserve, and learn a little bit about this place some more and some history, and you can even volunteer to help if you're interested in that kind of thing. So that's going to do it now. Going to have a short walk back to the car. I thank you. I appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a like if you did. If you have any comments or questions, let me know down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You know that. All right, guys. Until next time, I'll see you on the trail. Gator out.